One headlight limping and a boot full of sand. Bartender nodded like he knew my name. Said the valley don't forgive, but it sure knows pain. There's a shell of a church past the cattle gate, and a dry creek bed where the old dogs wait. My father left words on a fence post blade. Boy, keep your shadow and don't know the grave. Now the sky goes bruised over rust and stone, and every lost thing feels close to home. I hear your voice in the washboard wind saying keep on moving till the dark gives in. The last light in Dry Valley burns for you and me. The last light in Dry Valley, don't let it leave. Hold on, hold on till the black turns gold. The last light in Dry Valley keeps this bad man whole. The last light. I buried my gold in a coffee tin under mesquite roots where the snakes live in. If I go broke tonight or I lose my way, I'll still know that road by the burn in the clay. Now the moon hangs low like a broken dime, and the whole damn world feels out of time. But your hand in mine got a steady flame, and I swear that valley still calls your name. The last light in Dry Valley burns for you and me. The last light in Dry Valley, don't let it leave. Hold on, hold on till the black turns gold. The last light in Dry Valley keeps this bad man whole. The last light. If the guns go cold and the desert winds, I'll ride that line back through my sins. But if you stay, I'll stay too. One small fire in the canyon blue. The last light in Dry Valley burns for you and me. The last light in Dry Valley, don't let it leave. Hold on, hold on till the black turns gold. The last light in Dry Valley keeps this bad man whole. The last light. dust on my boots, one gas sign buzzing, and a bar with loose screws. Old man on the porch, eyeballing my ride, like the seen a ghost come walking inside. The jukebox was coughing a busted old tune, and the girl by the counter had rain in her boots. She said, "Boy, you look lost, you better not stay." I said, "I'm just passing, but I'm not running away." The clock on the wall had quit years ago, still ticked in my head, slow, slow, slow. Every door in that place had a story to tell, and the night felt heavy like a stone in a well. A town that time forgot, a town that time forgot. Same old hurt, same old sign, the same red dirt, same old lines. A town that time forgot, a town that time forgot. You can leave, but it stays on your name for days. There was a cracked church window and a freight track bend, a dog at the depot with one good friend. The sheriff's truck rusted like a churchyard gate. He tipped his hat slow, said, "Son, don't get too late." That girl from the counter met me out and back, said, "You can learn this place, or you can turn right back." She traced out the road in the dirt with a toe, said, "Folks here keep secrets, they just learn not to show." The moon hung low like a coin in the black. I asked for a map, she said, "There ain't no map, just a handful of names and a trail of hurt, where the years go to die in the edge of the dirt." A town that time forgot, a town that time forgot. Same old hurt, same old sign, same red dirt, same old lines. A town that time forgot, a town that time forgot. You can leave, but it stays on your name for days. I slept in my truck by the feed store wall, dreamed of my daddy and his hard time draw. He said, "Some places keep you long after you're gone. Best leave with your shadow before dawn comes on." A town that time forgot, a town that time forgot. Same old hurt, same old signs, same red dirt, same old lines. A town that time forgot, a town that time forgot. You can leave, but it stays on your name for days. A town that time forgot, that time forgot, that time forgot. It stays, it stays, it stays. with no plan, just a dented buckle and a borrowed hat. Hollow Creek took my cash, left me broke in a booth out back. Bartender slid me right, said, "Son, you look chased by the moon." Then a card game turned mean, and the whole room went still too soon. He had a knife on his belt and a grin like cracked glass. I said, "Keep your gold, man, but trouble don't pass." Long night in Hollow Creek,
long night in Hollow Creek.
Every door sounds weak. Long night in Hollow Creek,
long night in Hollow Creek.
and I can't get free. The stove saw blood on my cuff and knew. She said, "You ain't the first this town has chewed up through." Outside rain hit the boards like fists on a coffin lid. I took the side alley fast with the sheriff close on my ribs. He had my name in his mouth and a smoke-stung eye. I heard boots on the planks, and I just kept my head low by a long night in Hollow Creek.
Long night in Hollow Creek.
Every door sounds weak. Long night in Hollow Creek,
long night in Hollow Creek.
and I can't get free. I left a prayer on the rail and a coat on the line. If you ask where I went, tell him east with the geese, 'cause that little town still swears it can bury a thief. Long night in Hollow Creek,
long night in Hollow Creek.
Every door sounds weak. Long night in Hollow Creek,
long night in Hollow Creek.
and I can't get free. I came in with the dawn, boots full of red clay. Lost my name in a gambling town and left my pride there to stay. The barkeep knew my face by the blood on my cuff. Said, "Son, this road keeps cashing checks. When your luck ain't enough, Dusty trail of sinners, take me where the night runs slow. Dusty trail of sinners, I ain't got a place to go. If the law comes calling, tell them I was already gone. Dusty trail of sinners, baby, I'm just rolling on. There's a woman in the mirror with a church key in her hand. Says she loved a hardback man that couldn't understand. Her voice was gasoline on a match I should have dropped. Now I'm driving through the ashes of every vow I bought. I hear that steel guitar like a ghost in the rain, cuts right through my chest, then it drags me back again. Dusty trail of sinners, take me where the night runs slow. Dusty trail of sinners, I ain't got a place to go. If the law comes calling, tell them I was already gone. Dusty trail of sinners, baby, I'm just rolling on. One more town, one more life, one more room with no bed mate. I was born with a crooked grin and a debt that won't behave. But when that slide note cries, I can almost wash me clean, almost see a kind of man on a road I never leave. Dusty trail of sinners, take me where the night runs slow. A dusty trail of sinners, I ain't got a place to go. If the law comes calling, tell them I was already gone. Dusty trail of sinners, baby, I'm just rolling on. I came in late, had brim low, mud on my boots from a county road. The preacher sat in booth 9-3. He shook that glass and looked at me. He said, son, sit down, I know your kind. You keep your sins in a traveling hat. There's a train coming past the bend. I laughed it off, then he said again. He tapped the ash from a camel red. Don't chase that ghost, it'll leave you dead. My hand on the glass, my jaw gone tight. He leaned in close like he owned the night. Midnight warning,
Midnight warning,
midnight warning.
midnight warning.
Don't ride that road, don't test that flame, it'll take your name. Midnight warning,
Midnight warning,
midnight warning.
midnight warning.
If you hear my call, turn back now before you fall. I left that booth at a dead man's pace. Moon on the hood, cold on my face. Down that road by the sawmill yard, I saw white smoke and a poker card. A woman stood by a rusted gate, red as a lie and twice as fate. She smiled at me like she knew my shame. I heard that warning call my name. Now I know what he meant. Some doors swing shut the second you step. I still dream of that worn-out bar and his voice rolling out like a headlight car. Midnight warning,
Midnight warning,
midnight warning.
midnight warning.
Don't ride that road, don't test that flame, it'll take your name. Midnight warning,
Midnight warning,
midnight warning.
midnight warning.
If you hear my call, turn back now before you fall.